Welcome back to the Legacy EV build. Today, are we gonna make it to SEMA? We'll see. Today, main focus is mounting all the major panels, the doors, the trunk, we need to bond the quarters on and stuff like that. So we started by making the trunk, same thing, stabilized carbon fiber, V-weave, all the good things down the center. The tricky part about this is it's a two-part mold. So the trunk is so thin that even if I had the molds together, I wouldn't be able to tuck the carbon in. You can maybe tuck the carbon first layer and then do it would have been a complete nightmare. So I made the panels completely separate, and then I just mounted up the two flanges and clamped it all around it and shot some glue in the inside. And it's held very nicely. I was thinking I could even like throw some carbon bits in there, but I didn't. We'll maybe do it later if I see some seams cracking, but the glue we use is really good. So now that the trunk's done, we already had the hood done, so those are the other two major panels that were not finished. We went on to finally bonding the panels to the car. We bonded the quarter panels on first. It took a lot of time to get them set exactly where we needed them, because that's kind of where we're modeling everything else off of, like fitment wise. So the door fitment really just depends, because we have the skins off of the doors also. Where we bond those skins on has to be, we have to have a reference point somewhere. So you almost always use the part of the car that doesn't adjust. Fenders, hood, bumper, that all adjusts. So quarter panels need to be in the right spot. It's very, very important. So that took a lot of time. We got the quarter panels bonded on though. And then we followed up by bonding up the hood. All the interiors all bonded together, quarter panels on, roof on. Then it was time to clear coat the car. We're using Finish Pro Satin Clear. This stuff has actually worked really good. I was kind of questionable about it before, that's why I didn't really mention it. But we've gone through a couple of different clears, and the Finish Pro Matte Clear is great. You can mix it in 3 days.
It says here on my text, everyone's signing the petition to disqualify Trump from office. It needs 13 more signatures, that's it.
Yeah, that's legit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're texting you. You could be number 12.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought about tacking little tabs to it, which I could still do.
Well, the other thing is, it seems to me like this has give. Tab might push it out. But
Well, as long as the
that
tab,
matters
yeah.
anyway, especially if you're going to caulk it, it's so close.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so little.
Yeah.
But, hey.
The bigger the gap, the more this doesn't matter being exact. Sick, dude.
Damn. Is this real life or are these renders? I am confusion.
Oi. All right, I think we are ready to bond stuff on. Quarters at least. Sick.
About to break the game with these requests. I need that duck bill.
I can sell this duck bill. I mean, it'll be a whole trunk. But if you're cool with that, hit me up. All right, well, the width of the quarters at the top looks good, and at the back looks good. We have them really set where they need to be. So you need to make sure we have enough clamps to do both sides at the same time. Feeling good? Feeling good. So we'll pull them off. Probably start with the driver's side. Clamp it up. See how we're looking like with the pot life of it. So if it's like too fast, maybe we'll just let that one fully dry and then we'll wait to do this one. But yeah, get ready, get gloopy. Run a fat bead. This stuff's very liquidy though.
Okay.
Try not to get it to like, or we can wipe it up later, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So just kind of brush it, make sure all the bare metal is covered.
Okay.
But we don't want to brush it too thin though.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so basically.
We got a jam? We got a jam.
DP 420, bro.
What happened to the EP 420?
I didn't order any more of it in time, but it is much more economical. But you do have to order it in like cases of 10 huge containers, so that's also part of it, I suppose. Fiddy Tyson?
Yes, of course I remember.
Good.
Do you remember Ice JJ Fish?
No.
I'm just
I suck my teeth at you, bitch.
It's something about you, girl.
Keep the front kind of wide for right now. Okay. Right there, let me get some screws. Well, she's in the booth. These came out great. It's cool how much tire you can see. I raised the suspension literally as high as it can go, so that's why we're monster trucking right now, but gave me the clearance to get in the booth. Because this little bump here can be a pain, but yeah. With this piece welded in, I did hit a little piece of steel in here too. Strengthens this up and it also gives the taillight somewhere to mount to. And then I trimmed this little corner that I had here. This interior panel is also bonded in as well as inside here. That's the detail we were talking about. Yeah. Yeah, so we did a little bit of top coat body work between the seams. What I'll do is I'll get everything prepped, everything taped, and then before I clear everything, I'll mask this, spray this black, along with some of the little details. All down here is getting sprayed black. Once the black dries, satin clear, everything. The clear we will be using, Finish Pro Black Clear. This stuff actually does rock. It's much better than the other stuff I used to use. And you can see there's 3 different mix ratios right here. You can do 6:1 for a flat finish, 5:1 for eggshell, or 4:1 for semi-gloss. I call that satin, but tomato. Yeah. This stuff actually does rock. They're not sponsoring us, but if you do end up using this stuff though, stir it very well. At the bottom, there's always some weird chunkies. Just a heads up. But yeah, I'm going with the 4:1 if I didn't mention that. The semi-gloss or satin. And I'm spraying with Old Reliable Sada. Sadas are the best. None of that DeVilbiss garbage. This is a Sada Jet 5000. They got newer ones like 5500 and all that stuff, but 1.3 tip. This one's been through hell. Sorry, it's loud in here with the booth running, but when you're painting, well, specifically clear coating, you want to really pick where you're going to start and stop. With the satin clear, it doesn't matter as much, but still best practice. You want to have the dry spot, like where you start, and then when you come around, if you're not using slow enough clear, you could get a dry spot. So I've marked mine so I don't forget with a little spray paint. But I'm gonna start here, hit around the quarter, up to the top of the roof, the edge of it, come right back down here and meet back up. Come across the roof. This is gonna stay, I'm gonna wet this edge, but that's all gonna stay dry. Come across the roof. Maybe even bring this across at the same time. Come across the quarter. Come up here, stop halfway in the middle of this, or I might even start down here actually. I'll ignore my mark, but I'll start right here with my dry spot. Come down here and continue down here and up. It's always good to, move over. It's good to note, have a plan. Just don't go in and start blasting. All right, I'm actually getting to it now. That is coat number 1 done. You can already see it starting to flash. That's normal for this type of clear. So you start to see it haze over. Some spots will look still glossy. It'll kind of look crazy. Don't panic. This is what you want. So you want to give it 15 minutes between coats. So I did, just like I said, hit it across here, the other side, and then hit this. So this is the freshest, glossiest look I even got up in here a little bit, but it was really hard to get my gun in there, and I have the 26-ounce cup on the top, so that's the taller cup. But you can see this side was hit after that side, so some of it looks really glossy. Some of the roof is starting to fade out, but yeah, so we'll check back in 15, see what it looks like, and then hit it with one final coat. Right, it has been 15 minutes. There's a little bit of tiger striping on the roof, so I'm gonna see if I can get it a little more even with my passes. But other than that, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and rip layer number 2. All right, and that's a wrap on clear coat number 2. Vents came out good. Yeah. I usually like to let these sit for like 30 minutes before we're baking them in the booth, but it's the end of the night. It's like 10 p.m. I can just let it sit overnight and not even bake it. So I'll just turn the fans on for a minute, get a little bit of air circulating in here, maybe heat it up a bit. We'll come back in the morning, see what it looks like. All right, I'm moving on to the rear hatch. Honestly, don't even remember if we recorded making this, but it's made the exact same way. To a split piece of stabilized 3K. Same with on this guy, you can see. Followed by three more layers of 3K. And we're using the back half of the metal hatch. But what I'm doing is I've scuffed up the inner edge with 80 grit on both pieces. We made this 2 separate pieces. It's a split mold, but we made the pieces separately so I can use this flange. Let's see. So I can clamp these guys together. You can see like there's a little air gap if you clamp it. It's nice and tight. So I'm gonna clamp it all up. Throw some of that really high strength epoxy in there. And then maybe even run back behind it with some strips of carbon and some epoxy resin as well. And then we can prep it to get the outside kind of ready for paint. And then as soon as it's ready for paint, we'll bond it to the metal skin, inner skin, and then we'll spray the outside in satin clear to match everything else. All right.
Denise.
Had to call the pros out. Bro, get your alignment done. $1,000. It's a deal.
1,000 an hour.
I'll be driving straighter than an arrow. Might be a little twitchy, but that's the strength of dynamos. I had dynamos on fucking Thursday. Got me some dynamos.
Tuesday.
You love dynamos.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time we're at a party,
that's true,
Dynamos shows up like, Dad, what the heck?
You order Domino's. And if people order something else, and you'll just sneaky order Domino's as well.
I've ordered it. Someone else ordered it, and then I ordered it after them.
Next scene.
That drill is.
This gotta go a ways in there.
That drill is.
This drill is the
Jeez.
shit. You don't know shit about Bosch?
So what are you doing?
Basically, I just built this whole 240 out of carbon fiber. Only took me a day. He done did it. He done it all, done it all, done it all.
That dynamo's power.
Dynamos. Dynamos. Going old school. You don't need no pneumatic. Dynamos.
Oh, suck. Through it.
Blew through what?
Riff nut.
Like over tightened it and ripped the threads out.
Yep.
So close I can almost melt him. Nah, I'm pretty much a master at this. You're watching a master at work.
What is it that you're working on?
Fixing up everything. No. The sway bar mount. The threads were like completely smoked, not tappable, but they were riv nuttable. So I just put some riv nuts in the sway bar mount, put the sway bar mount back on, just finished up the alignment. She gonna be driving straight as, I don't know. Dynamo! Is it a whole episode of Dynamo?
How many times do you say dynamo?
Today, right, a couple hundred. We're doing the damn thing.
Pretty good. We might have to take a razor blade for like this stuff.
Yeah. Want me to do that now?
It's probably bird poop from
Oh, yeah.
1960.
And make sure we have water.
Putting the 60 respirators.
That's fine. Yeah. So as you can see, the clear coat's dry. Do you want to grab some paper towel? Like a handful, 6. Yeah, we can just leave it for the day. So the quarters and everything are all cleared, satin clear, looks nice. We then mounted the doors. We pulled this door back off because we're fitting seats and stuff like that. But mounted both the doors. We bonded the trunk and hood skins to the metal skins as well. A bunch of clamps. And we did install the glass. We got fresh gaskets on everything.
Is that OEM glass?
It is OEM glass, look at this.
Damn.
Dang, dude. Listen.
Definitely some Nissan glass.
So we still have a ton of stuff to do, obviously before we leave tomorrow, noon. But we also have a ton of stuff to go over in the video series. We have not even touched on any of the cool stuff that AEM EV gave us. So we have at least a couple episodes on all of that system and how it works. We have everything recorded, we just didn't have enough time to post everything, and we'd rather not rush a nice, intricate, tech build like that. So we're gonna do that. We have the CSF stuff. Obviously CSF is a huge part of this build. They gave us the booth space. They also helped us in getting the car to Vegas. So we got a lot to, finish up here, but I'm going on like 3 hours of sleep. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this here. But on Tuesday, the day that SEMA starts, Halloween, 31st, we're gonna debut a quick little episode of the entire car in its full form right before we get it on the trailer to go to Vegas.